A school shooting is an attack at an educational institution, such as a primary school, secondary school, or university, involving the use of firearms. Many school shootings are also categorized as mass shootings due to multiple casualties. The phenomenon is most widespread in the United States, which has the highest number of school-related shootings. But school shootings have taken place in many countries across the world. According to studies, factors behind school shooting include family dysfunction, lack of family supervision, ready access to firearms, and mental illness, among many other psychological issues. Among the topmost motives of attackers were bullying, persecution, threatened suicide or depression, and seeking attention or recognition. School shootings have sparked a political debate over gun violence, zero-tolerance policies, gun rights and gun control. The United States Secret Service published the results from a study regarding 37 school shooting incidents involving 41 individuals in the United States from December 1974 through May 2000. In a previous report of 18 school shootings by the FBI, they released a profile that described shooters as middle-class, lonely, alienated, awkward, Caucasian males who had access to guns. The most recent report cautioned against the assumption that a perpetrator can be identified by a certain type or profile. The results from the study indicated that perpetrators came from varying backgrounds, making a singular profile difficult when identifying possible assailant. For example, some perpetrators were children of divorce, lived in foster homes, or came from intact nuclear families. The majority of individuals had rarely or never gotten into trouble at school and had a healthy social life. Some, such as Alan Lippman, have warned against the dearth of empirical validity of profiling methods. One assumption into the catalytic causes of school shootings comes from the non-traditional household perspective, which focuses on how family structure and family stability are related to child outcomes. Broadly speaking, proponents of this hypothesis claim that family structures such as single mothers, same-sex parents, extended family, or cohabitation are more harmful to the development of a child's mental well-being than heterosexual, married parents. This perspective is found to back federal efforts such as the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996 and U.S. federal tax incentives. However, these assumptions on the detrimental effects of non-traditional family structures have repeatedly been shown to be false flags, with the true issues lying within socioeconomic realities. Longitudinal research has shown the robust, positive effects of higher incomes and higher education levels on child well-being and emotional development, which reflects on the family stability, and not family structure. Further, proponents of this hypothesis often cite family statistics for those who commit crimes, but leave out how these compare to other populations, including the general population. For example, a 2009 survey conducted by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. However, it is also disproportionately high for high-performing scientists and U.S. presidents. Harvard's Baker Foundation professor, Emerita, Dr. Teresa M. Amabile states, "Those kinds of events can crush a child. They can lead to a lot of problems. They can lead to substance abuse. They can lead to various forms of emotional illness. They can also lead to incredible resilience and almost superhuman behaviors. Seemingly, if people can come through those experiences intact, I don't know if we being the field in general, have discovered what the keys are. What makes the difference for kids? Understanding that socioeconomic factors have greater effects on child development and emotional stability have led many to argue that single-parent and other non-traditional households should be afforded equivalent incentives by the state, as are afforded married households, and that focusing on family structure rather than family stability derails efforts to understand the realities of mass shooters. Studies have found that within offenders' families, there is frequently a lack of supervision, low emotional closeness, and intimacy. In a 2018 publication, Dr. George S. Everly, Jr., of the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine and the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, outlined an accumulation of 7 Recurring themes that warrant consideration regarding school shooters. One factor is that school shooters tended to isolate themselves and exhibited an obsessive quality that often led to detailed planning. But ironically, they seemed to lack an understanding of the consequences of their behavior and thus may have a history of adverse encounters with law enforcement. A criticism in the media of past shooters was questioning how so much planning could come